And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the show of madness that proves that you can have your cake and eat it too, only known as Under the Radar. And apparently during the break, speaking of having our cake and eating it too, Maestro finally convinced me to eat the cake he gave me, and apparently it's an ice cream cake that has not only vanilla and chocolate. Pretty sweet if you ask me. And speaking of sweet things, folks, I think it's time for us to head on over to the Twitterverse to check out some screenshots and whatnots from this past weekend and beyond for another edition of the Four Squared Delight. And the first screenshot that we have up comes from the Twitter page of K-Monkey Blog. Nice name, by the way, with their said game, Ergastelum Dungeon Nightmare 3. And this game, with the screenshot that they provided for this week, which not only shows a person holding onto a candle getting ready to open up a door that I got a feeling it has a monster on the other side of it, and also shows on the other side of the door a giant oversized eyeball covered in slime and what appears to be spider webs as well, ready to take him out, and with him getting poisoned by that said eyeball. And these two screenshots automatically reminds me of a combination of Resident Evil Revelations with a little hint of Hunter the Reckoning if it took place on a ship. Because I got a feeling this is all taking place on a ship, and thank goodness you have the power of the cross on your side to take out these said demons. And here's hoping, besides having John Constantine-like powers to take out demons in this game, they also give you a weapon that you can actually use to take out these demons besides a candle. Cause I got a feeling with that eyeball that poisoned you by looking at you somehow, you're definitely gonna need something more than a candle to get you out of this hellish situation. And according to the Maestro, another weapon is a cross, which is apparently very effective against the eyeball. Alright, well, I guess stay the course then. But besides demonic eyeballs that can be defended off with the power of Christ that compels them, the next screenshot that we have up comes from the Twitter page of Attunement POG with their said game, Attunement. And the screenshot that they provided for this week shows our warrior here knocking an enemy off the cliff with waves of mud-like water blasts, causing the enemy to fly off the cliff, never to be seen again, after apparently 3 waves of mud. Not bad. And this screenshot automatically reminds me of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, definitely reminds me of that. And here's hoping in the near future, besides getting a chance to throw muddy water at your enemies, you also get a chance to throw rocks and even snowballs depending on the element that you're next to during this said game. And apparently, according to the Maestro, he added in it would be cooler if you can do mud tornadoes. Hey, that, you know what? You're thinking on your toes today. I appreciate that. So yeah, mud tornadoes too, besides getting a chance to shoot mud waves at people. And the next screenshot that we have up, besides powers that I got a feeling that came from Captain Planet, comes from the Twitter page of Existences Official with their said screenshot, Existences. And this screenshot that they provided for this week shows our hero not only jumping from building to building, or platform to platform in this case, all while an artist would show the different forms of hand-drawn stages that this girl would be able to travel throughout her entire journeys. And this screenshot automatically reminds me of a combination of not only Prince of Persia, Castlevania, and a little hint of Bayonetta in there as well. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that as the developer of this game puts down those pictures, it would automatically transition to the next level of the picture that he would put down. like a screen wipe thing for whenever the level changes over to a new one. With him narrating each picture for each level. Because I got a feeling it would be pretty cool. And the next screenshot that we have up comes from the Twitter page of Jason Cooley, nice name by the way, with their said screenshot from the video game West Gun. And the screenshot that they provided for this week shows our pilot in the driver's seat of a giant oversized mech, powering it up and then immediately zooming toward the screen in a cool anime-like sequence. And as a matter of fact, speaking of anime sequences, this would make for a great opener for a Saturday morning anime cartoon. Or a Saturday night anime cartoon that may be featured during Toonami, according to the maestro. And this screenshot automatically reminds me, speaking of Toonami, of Mobile Suit Gundam. Definitely reminds me of that. And here's hoping in the near future for the start of every single level that this opening sequence is available for your Mac. Not only that, but also you get a chance to come up with custom weapons for the said mech along the lines of, well, Maestro said it's standard, but I'm gonna say it anyway, a railgun and maybe a laser flail that you can use to take out a person during this game. And Maestro said the laser flail is not standard, but the railgun is, but not a bad idea. Yeah, I know. And the last but not least screenshot that we have up for this week, besides giant oversized mechs that may be featured during anime shows, comes from the Twitter page of Mr. Rolling Circle with their screenshot from the video game Hyper Team Recon. And the screenshot that they provided for this week shows our hero trying to make her way through a frozen tundra only to run into a giant oversized spike snail that would jump into its shell to try to take out our hero, for her to explain that we should wait until that giant snail moves out of the way so we can make our way further through our adventures. Not a bad idea, by the way. And this screenshot automatically reminds me of, well, Paper Mario. Definitely reminds me of Paper Mario with this said screenshot. And here's hoping in the near future for this said game to escape the wrath of certain enemies. You can turn yourself into a paper plane or even a makeshift slingshot that you can actually launch items at the snail to avoid getting hurt. And Maestro said, how in the world is that possible? Then I would explain to him, if you've ever seen Gumby before, same concept. With the exception that they were able to get in any toy car they could find and use it as a vehicle of escape. Or travel. It depends on what the episode is. And besides that flashback to the way, way back machine to an episode of Gumby I remembered when I was a kid, if you guys want to go ahead and check out any other cool screenshots and whatnots from the Twitterverse from this past weekend and beyond, you can head on over to the screenshot Twitter pages of not only Oliver Snyder's, Octo Curio, Shot_Games, Nomad, Playing Indies, Indie Rhymes, or under the hashtag of Screenshot Saturday. But if you guys want to go ahead and check out the screenshots that we liked for this week and get an interpretation of it for yourselves, you can head on over to our screenshot-like Twitter page, only known as VOOH0012, where the maestro was kind enough to make a folder entitled Birthday Screenshots with a tiny little cake in the corner and candles on it. How were you able to pull that off? Magic, apparently. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into this music once again, and when we return, we'll be back with more madness than you can shake a pair of chrome scissors at right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.